All right, welcome back to another one of our film reviews. Today we are breaking down Cincinnati Bengals rookie second round draft selection, Kris Jenkins, and some film of Jenkins from his college days at Michigan, highlighting what he will bring to this Bengals defense. As always, if you appreciate this content, give us a like, give us a comment with any feedback you might have. But without further ado, let's jump right into the film. All right, we're going to open up the run defense, and there is Jenkins right there. He's kind of at a defensive end kind of technique. He's just outside the left tackle, kind of a five technique, just inside the tight end right here for Ohio State. Let's watch what Jenkins does here. So we're going to get the tight end is going to try and reach and cut off Jenkins right here. It's going to be an inside run right here for the Ohio State Buckeyes. And I want everyone to watch Jenkins, how he uses his hands, how he plays off the block, gets penetration, and then comes off and makes a tackle. Let's check it out. All right, there's a snap. You can see the tight end working to cut him off right here. Look how Jenkins gets off the line of scrimmage. Watch him get into the tight end, extend his hands right there, get his eye on the running back, and then play off and make the tackle. Great work. That's what you need right there. Because you got your buddy, number 55 right here. He makes the play at the start. He beats the block. He gets penetration in the backfield. But you need to have guys that are understanding their assignment, that can recognize what's going on, react, and actually make the tackle for loss or tackle for a gain of a yard, excuse me. Still a good play from the defense. And it all comes to Kris Jenkins. Great penetration, fights off the block, makes a play. Great rep.
Yeah, Nick, and it shows in his grades as well per PFF. Last year, Kris Jenkins, an 82.3 run defense grade. This is where his bread and butter was last year for Michigan. I think he's going to be a great player in that regard.
All right, next play, we got a pass rush from Jenkins, and there he is right there on the top of your screen area. He is going to be, I think he's in an inside eye of the guard. I think he's lined up what's called a 2-eye. It's kind of hard to tell from the broadcast footage. But in this situation right here, the Ohio State Buckeyes, they're sliding their offensive line protection to us, to the boundary, to the left side of the protection, which means on the back side, you're going to get one-on-one blocks here, which means Jenkins one-on-one right here with this guard. When you get these one-on-one opportunities in pass rush situations, you've got to find a way to win them if you're going to be a quality defensive lineman. Let's check out what Jenkins does here. All right, there's a snap. You can see the Ohio State offensive line looking to their left, right, sliding the protection that way. That means Jenkins one-on-one on the guard right here, one-on-one in space. Watch what he does. Nice spin move, pressure in the quarterback's face, incomplete pass. Tell you what, when you're in these one-on-one situations, you need to have one move in your bag you can go to. Spin move's not a bad one. Beats the guard, pressure on the quarterback. And this is a big play right here because everything's set up for Ohio State. They've got the running back leaking out of the backfield, a lot of green grass. He's open. Quarterback makes the right read. It's going to be a good 6-7 yard gain, maybe even more if he can make this linebacker from Michigan miss. Instead, you got Jenkins, pressure on the quarterback, forces the bad throw, incomplete pass. Buckeyes end up missing a field goal here, long field goal range. They don't get in field goal range. Michigan ends up winning a close one. Plays like this don't end up on the stat sheet, but they make the difference between winning and losing, and having a good pass rush move can really add to that effect.
Yeah, Nick, and he's not just all run defense. He actually did very good as a pass rusher as well. Highest rated game last season, 75 pass rushing game. Even though he's a big guy, 300 plus pounds, he can move with that 4.9 40 and really get some pressure on the quarterback.
All right, let's go back to the run game, the run defense game. There is Jenkins right there. This time he's lined up a little further inside. He's lined up in what looks like a 3 technique on the outside shoulder of the left guard for Ohio State right here. I want you guys to watch his explosiveness, his get off, as you hear analysts talk about his ability to get in the backfield, in the on the offensive lineman and set a new line of scrimmage. We hear about offensive linemen wanting to drive people off the ball to set up a new line of scrimmage. Well, Jenkins, by his athleticism, his quickness, he sets a new line of scrimmage backwards. Let's check out how he does. Look at that immediate penetration and depth. Look how quick he gets back there. Boom, right there. He's a step and a half ahead of the rest of the defense. He's into the offensive lineman before the offensive lineman can get really into him. I love his pad level too. You see how the 94 is below the offensive lineman right there. The offensive lineman's a little high, and he gets penetration and help blows up the play right there. Running back's got nowhere to go. This is what quickness will get you. Because right here, right, the Ohio State, again, they're only trying to get like 3 or 4 yards here, trying to push the pile out here in this direction and give them some space. But they got bodies on bodies. They got decent movement down the middle of the defense. But because right here of Jenkins' get off and his ability to clog up the hole, it ends up being a very minimal gain. Right? Jenkins, a lot of his best plays don't necessarily show up on the stat sheet, but he does a great job stopping the run in situations like this.
Yeah, Nick, and this guy's got a great pedigree for the defensive line. His dad, Kris Jenkins Sr., 10-year NFL player, 4-time Pro Bowler, really great there. His younger brother, Cullen Jenkins, saying his dad's younger brother, Cullen Jenkins, was a 14-year vet in the NFL as well. A great family pedigree. This guy knows what it takes to get things done in the NFL at the highest level.
All right, let's go the complete other side of the field. There is Jenkins. He's kind of hard to see right there in defensive tackle position. I think he's lined up just outside the guard there in a 3 technique. But the Ohio State Buckeyes, they're running a common play here in this situation. They're going to take the backside guard and the backside tackle. They're going to pull them both this way. The center is going to block back on Jenkins. Tight end's going to insert here. Everyone on the play side is going to wash down. These pulling guys are designed to kick out right here. And the running back's going to try and fit it up in here just like that, right? And one of the ways to really disrupt this play, if you're getting the down block, the back block on you, is to force it down and really constrict the hole. Let's watch Jenkins here. I love how he recognizes the block is coming and how he fights it off with some attitude. Let's check it out. All right, you can see the tackle and the guard pulling right there for Ohio State. Watch Jenkins. He recognizes it, gets right into the center's chest, who's back blocking against him, extends completely. Here's what I love about this. Watch how he squares his shoulders up. So right there, you see how Jenkins' shoulders are at a bit of an angle, like he's trying to get penetration. He recognizes it's a run the other way. He immediately switches to run fit kind of technique and immediately squares his shoulders and then keeps working the top, puts the center on the ground and makes a tackle. This is great technical work. This is the NFL pedigree, some NFL coaching, some NFL bloodline showing itself right here. Gets the back block, engages, holds his ground. That's great. Adjusts to his shoulders being square, uses his hands to extend the center, drives the center into the dirt, makes a tackle. Great rep here from Jenkins. All right, there's Jenkins right there at the bottom of your screen. So here in this situation, Ohio State's, they're not going to block him with any of their down man up front. They're going to try and get the pulling guard to handle Jenkins right there. They're going to get everyone else inserting for other players on this Michigan defense. And again, the whole point here is to leave a guy like Jenkins unblocked. They think, hey, he'll be really aggressive. He'll kind of fly himself out of the play. We'll take a pulling guard to wash him that way, and our running back will run right behind him for a lot of success. But Jenkins, being the smart, savvy player that he is right here, he recognizes what's coming, gets into the pulling guard, blows up the pulling guard, and helps make the play. Let's check it out. All right, you can see Jenkins comes through unblocked. You can see the guards trying to trap him there. Watch what he does. Gets into the guard. I love that, just aggressive, physical at the point of attack, completely blows up the play right there, fights off the guard, and helps make the tackle. You want to blow up a trap play. They got 2 guys pulling right here. It's kind of the play we showed the play before, except this time it's going the other direction. Instead of Jenkins being on the back side, he's on the play side. But you want to blow up a pull concept like this from an offense, you play physical. You get into his chest and you just completely blow it up. The running back no longer can bounce where he wants to go. The other pulling offensive lineman just gets completely blown off track like we see here. And it results in very minimal gain here for the Ohio State Buckeyes. And it all starts with 94 Jenkins right here doing a great job. He recognizes he's unblocked, gets a chance to recognize and see the pulling guards coming right to him, and blows them up and plays with an attitude. This is winning football right here. And then I love he comes off and makes a tackle, because it's a great job to play into the offensive line that's pulling to block you right here. This is a great rep all the way up to here, right? This is good stuff. This is what you want to see. This is winning football. But what takes it to another level is that he also makes the play as well. It's his ability to be a playmaker on top of being a quality, fundamentally sound defensive lineman that will give this Bengals defense another big boost.
Yeah, Nick, and this is something that Jenkins has been doing all through college. Talk about blowing up plays. That's a metric PFF grades through stops or plays that are just absolute wins by the defensive player. Jenkins had 26 stops last season. This is a guy who really knows how to make the offense's day very, very tough, and he is showing it right here on this play.
All right, there's Jenkins right there. He is lined up in a 3 technique on the outside shoulder of the left guard right there, even though it's hard to see from the broadcast footage. This is one of my favorite plays I saw from Jenkins against Ohio State, because this is a kind of running scheme that's very similar to what happens in the NFL. It's going to be just a standard kind of inside zone kind of scheme. You're going to get the right tackle working up this way. You're going to get kind of a zone double team right here between the center and the right guard, working up to the next level. You're going to get the backside guard who's going to sit in this gap for a second. He's working a backside cutoff, and then the tackle's trying to cut off Jenkins right there. And the running back's going to take this track and then try and get north and south as best he can, wherever he can find a hole. And the whole point here from the offense perspective is to basically take these guys right here up front, these offensive linemen and this fullback, and take these 4 guys here and get them going this way. And then this guard right here takes that linebacker, and the tackle cuts off Jenkins right there. Running back runs in between and scores a touchdown, right? That's the theory behind this offensive scheme. And it's very common in the NFL. Different formation than what you see here from Ohio State, but very similar stuff. And a big way to completely blow it up is if you have a backside defensive tackle like Jenkins who can beat this tackle across his face and make the play, which is what Jenkins does here. Let's check it out. Okay, if there's a snap, you can see the zone double teams working out on the play side. You can see the right tackle zoning that way. You can see the guard, the left guard for Ohio State, working up to the next level. And right there, if you freeze it just here, they've got bodies on bodies right here. Ohio State does to run this through north and south right up this hash here for a potential big play. But watch Jenkins. He beats the tackle across his face, makes the play, limited gain. Again, it doesn't look like much because right here, you watch this live, you think, oh, this is great team defense, run for only a gain of a yard. But again, right here, they've got bodies on bodies. If Jenkins doesn't make this play, this running back gets north and south. There's a chance he scoots behind this guard right here for Ohio State, hits this hash, and it's one-on-one with the safety for a touchdown. We see that happen a lot with inside zone in the National Football League. But Jenkins is able to fight through the guard, make sure the left tackle doesn't reach him, and make the play. Elite stuff here from number 94. All right, last play in the cut-ups here is Jenkins lined up right here. I think he's in a 2-eye technique on the inside shoulder of the guard right there. And look, we've seen a lot of plays here in this cut-up of Jenkins doing a great job beating blocks right off the rip. But sometimes against good players, which this is Ohio State, they've got good players too. They got NFL bodies, just like Jenkins is going to see every day in the National Football League for the Bengals. You're going to get blown back a little bit. It's part of playing defensive line at any level, certainly National Football League, but it's how you react. And right here, Ohio State does a great job on a double team initially. And in this situation, Jenkins gives up some ground, but I love his fight. I love his effort. He doesn't quit. He keeps driving to help his defense out. I think plays like this are a great example of what he can deliver to this Bengals defense. Let's check out what he does here. All right, there's a double team right there. He's getting blown off the ball. His shoulders are turned. He's 2 yards off the line of scrimmage. Not great, but watch how he keeps fighting. He doesn't give up. He keeps powering through. He is completely reached. His shoulders are turned. The offensive linemen start to play off for linebackers, and he fights through the blocks and helps make the tackle. It's this kind of effort. It's this kind of want-to that I really like from Jenkins. He comes from an NFL lineage, right? He's got all the physical tool sets. I would not have been totally surprised if he would not have given 100% after this, or if this would have just been a meh, I lost this round kind of rep, right? Right here, he's kind of lost this round, but he keeps fighting, right? He's well coached. There's no denying that, but he's got a high motor, high level of effort. He wants to make the play, whether he wins the block in the first quarter second, or if it takes him 3 seconds to get away. It's this kind of attitude that fits what Lou Anarumo likes to do, what this Bengals defense is all about. And I think Jenkins will fit right into what they want to do in Cincinnati.
Yeah, Nick, and I think final point here is that Jenkins is coming into a defense with 2 guys on the edge that are really going to help him out. Guys like Hubbard, guys like Hendrickson can really learn a lot from these guys. Got 2 guys in the middle. BJ Hill's got a lot of knowledge as well, as Osai is just a new guy as well. This is a great defensive line. I think Jenkins can work himself in the rotation and get some good starting reps and be a very good contributor for this Bengals defense.